Oh, shit. Do I have everything? Snacks, passport, bathing suit, chargers. Adrian, are you ready? What? Yeah. I'm almost ready. Give me a sec. I try not to talk while I pack because I get into this hyper alertness. My body is on edge and my conversations just become a mess. I can only focus on one thing at a time. I don't want to forget anything. I'm just trying to be mindful. I think about how the months before, I sometimes forget about my plans. I get too wrapped up in the theatrics of my regular life. Then there are nights where it's the only thought that puts me to sleep. Knowing that soon I'll be gone, have a change of scenery, and have some space from the chaos that harbors at home. And when that day finally comes, one forgotten and too quickly thought about, I am tight. Focus. You have everything. I sit in the car, counting highway exits. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more. I can't read or listen to podcasts or music or anything. The only thing that feels good is movement. It comforts me like a gravity blanket. I can never eat before I get on a plane or during the long ride there. My intestines churn on an empty stomach, moved more by nerves than hunger. My mom goes through the small town gossip with my sisters. She bemoans about how so-and-so is doing such and such. It annoys me at the moment, but I know I'm gonna miss it. I don't have the energy to engage right now. Like I'm saving my brain power to just mentally move us faster to the airport. So I just sit quietly and count down. Then we arrive at JFK. It is swarming with people. Families are wheeling around stacks of luggage, and vagabonds are carrying their homes on their back. The airport pace is fast and sporadic. People rush this way or that. A child pauses to tie its shoe and almost gets trampled. But I secretly love that energy. It's like walking through a hive. I read down the departure lists of cities that I've never heard of. Where's Lagos, Yang or Quito? Damn, there's so much out there. Everyone is crisscrossing to get to their destination, be it home or a new adventure. We will all be in the air soon. An experience that most of our ancestors couldn't have fathomed, and we are now so entitled to. My nerves start to morph into excitement, and I'm reminded why I do this. I'm riding that energy until I get into my check-in line. The conversation I have with my family is awkward because, what do we say now? We're stuck in this pre-goodbye limbo. We're trying to get a move on with our lives. As my stress starts to settle, I become more present. We approach the check-in lady, who gives me a half-hearted smile, takes my documents, glazes over them, and prints out a boarding pass. At this moment, this is the most important piece of paper in the world to me. Then there's the goodbye. I'll be able to text you once I board. I start to feel ungrateful for the people in my life. A feeling I forget when I'm living my daily routine. You should have been nicer. You could have made some small talk in the car. You really need to work on being a better sister. Try to send postcards. Tell them you love them. Tell them you love them. I love you. Sadness and excitement begin to box each other in my stomach. You can have one or the other, but you've already made your choice. If I linger too long, I may turn back, like thinking too much before you jump off of a diving board. Is this why so few people go abroad? This guilt of leaving. I feel selfish because I know I can't bring them with me. Maybe I'll just stay. And then I think that their world will probably be normal without me. That people can live without you and you without them. But I have to go. My need to travel burns like an yeast infection. It is deep and painful when untreated. No travel magazine or Netflix special can mollify my need to see the world with my own eyes and move through it with my own feet. I don't have the constitution to have a partially lived life. I'm so excited. I say my final goodbye and peel myself off of my family, but gently holding on like the pith of an orange, slowly making small talk, just to linger a little longer. Then I turn around and I'm off. Then the jostling of security, unspooling my coats, the fighting over bins, unpacking my carefully organized bag, the taking on and off of shoes, the pat-downs, and the bumbling explanation of, "No, officer, it isn't an explosive, it's a tampon." Then the back and forth between finding my gate and waiting to be called. I loop around the sad, shiny stores, frequented only by those in transit, but an eternity for those who work there. They're filled with overpriced bottles of water and magazines in a different language. The only line that has any action around it is for the duty-free liquor. We all have long flights. On occasion, I compulsively check for my passport. My hand mindlessly reaches for a familiar shape in my pocket. I know rationally it hasn't magically slipped out, but my anxiety hasn't gone away yet. Then the flight is called. Finally. And I board with everyone else. Grandparents in wheelchairs are in the front of the line with blankets on their laps, one of the only few perks of getting older. A couple taking a #plane selfie on their honeymoon. A family with 3 children under the age of 6. Good God, don't sit by me. I shimmy around everyone as we all push ourselves onto the plane. Once I find my seat, I play Tetris with my bag in the overhead compartment. Then I daddy long leg myself over my aisle seat companion and sit down. Thank God, a window seat. And I stare out onto the tarmac. I take one last look at my phone and send everyone I love the flight emoji. I turn my phone into airplane mode, one of the few times it's used for its actual purpose. One text doesn't send and floats in limbo, like a message in a bottle lost at sea. The instructional song plays and the dance of the stewardesses happens. I half-heartedly listen to where all of the exits are, because I feel like I know all of the rules. As I swipe through the in-flight movies, the anxiety has quelled. But now it's happening. It's no longer in my head. The plane glides around the tarmac like a shark, and then the rumbling happens. Whether we notice it or not, everyone holds their breath. The silence stretches like taffy. And then my anxiety goes from stress to doubt. What if I can't do this? What if I get sick? What if I lose my passport? What if all my money gets stolen? What if I don't make any friends? And then I'm like, it's okay. You know that the world is more protective than predatory. You just have to be kind, and people will help you. Then lift, lurch, and we are flying. Everything I knew about the world slowly gets smaller and farther away. Or is it just the same? And I'm the one who's smaller. Oh world, please be gentle with me. And I'm gone.